With all of the changes to Achieve while we were on spring break, I've had a lot of questions about how to find your assigned lessons for each week. Please understand that you have to do the lessons that are assigned, which means the ones that I have given you through Canvas. If you're not checking Canvas and you're just doing lessons in Achieve, then you're not getting credit for your work. The lessons that I have assigned go along with the standards that we're supposed to be covering for that week. Even though we're not in school physically, we're on the distance learning platform, we still have specific standards that have to be covered for the fourth quarter. So the lessons that I assign you in Achieve are specific to the standards that we're supposed to be covering. Please make sure that you're checking Canvas for what assignments you have to do each week. I have a lot of people messaging me on Remind and asking me what the lessons are. If you're checking Canvas, that's where they are. In addition to that, I have a lot of students who are doing other lessons on Achieve, and those do not count. Now, if you do the 2 weekly assigned lessons and you don't get a good score, then you can do additional ones to average that score. But please make sure that you are taking your time, because I'm checking the logs and there are many of us who are not scoring well, but our time shows that we're not really working very diligently on it. So make sure that you are taking your time so that you don't have to do another assignment to try and average your score. So here I have my Canvas account pulled up in Student View so that it looks like what you see each week. And you should have this bar to the side where you have your home screen, your announcements, your modules, assignments, discussions, and grades. One of the most important things to check, grades. Okay, if it shows that you're missing work, then you need to get that done. Now this week I've only assigned Achieve lessons and nothing else, in hopes that some people will use the time to catch up. But you need to be submitting all of these assignments. If there is something to submit, there will be a submission box at the top of each assignment. So to see what that looks like, I'll click modules. I always go to modules because it gives me a weekly layout of everything that needs to be done. And so here you see week 6, this is your weekly assignments. You had task 1, you have task 2. You need to be doing those. Those are really completion grades, and it helps to average if you don't do well on your Achieve. But if you're not doing them, of course, it's going to bring your average down. So please make sure you take some time this week and go back and do those if you have not. For this week, we have the week of 420, and it just shows, again, you only have your Achieve lessons this week, but you do have to click on this, not only to see what your assigned lessons are, but also so that you can come back once you finish them and you submit your scores through Canvas. That is a grade. So you need to make sure that you're doing it. Just like in class, how we used to fill out our log, that's the same thing we're doing through here. So you're just kind of, instead of writing it on your Achieve log that we would get in the lab, you're just submitting your scores through Canvas. And so you would click that submit box, and it brings up a text box. And here it tells you, when you're finished, submit your scores in the text box and click submit. So all you do is copy this format, tell me what your first attempt score was and your second attempt score for each article. Here you see these are the assigned articles for this particular week. You have to do the ones that are assigned through Canvas. So when you've finished those, record your scores in the text box here so that you can get a grade, a completion grade for doing this aspect. So you would type them in and then you just hit submit assignment. It's just as simple as that. And you can leave both of these pages open, or you can have Canvas open and then just open Achieve in a new window. So to show you how to find your assignments now that some things have changed and I can't send it to your inbox, and some of us are having trouble searching for the assignments also, because if you don't spell it 100% correct, or the punctuation is not correct, or the capitalization's off, it won't necessarily pull up. But if it's assigned to you, it's one that I give you, there's 2 ways to find it. One is on your home screen, you should have this little picture here and this ribbon of different assignments. Now, the first one is obviously not one that I have assigned you for this week, because looking back at Canvas, I see that I'm supposed to do the comic book kid and making the most of music. So what I'm going to do is, to find it, I can click these arrows on the side. See this? Look, oh, there's Patrick. He's going to go over here, and I'm going to click this arrow until I see there's making the most of music. So at that point, I could click on that and then complete that article. If I continue to click, there's the comic book kid. So again, click on it, read the article, complete your multiple choice questions. So that's one way that you can find it. Another, which to me this is the easiest, but another way also is this little hamburger menu up here in the upper left corner, the 3 lines. If I click on that, it's going to open up this sidebar, and you'll see the option that says My Lessons. If you click on that, it will show you all the different ones that have been assigned or that are sent through Achieve in this little window. And to make it easier, you could just pull up the week, or you could click at the top and change it to just day. But here you see a list of several that have been assigned. Now, I still have Write It Down, A Job to Sink Your Teeth Into, and Bubble Tea is Blowing Up. And also Spring Has Sprung in January and Welcome to Weird Sports, because those ones are old. Those are past due at this time. So I haven't done them. I probably need to get those done. If these are still showing up in your lessons, then you haven't done them, and you need to get those done. Then there are some additional ones that Achieve just sends out. So if you don't do well on the 2 that I have assigned, which is Making the Most of Music and the Comic Book Kid, then you could do one of these other options to average your grade. But again, you have to do what is assigned before you do something else. I'm concerned that some of us are maybe kind of wasting our time doing something that you're not going to get credit for. Please make sure that you check Canvas. You do the ones that are assigned. Once you get your score, you go back to Canvas, type what your score is, and then submit that through the submission box so you can get credit. If there are any questions outside of this, please let me know through email on Canvas. You can either send me an email here. You just click over here on the left side, inbox, over here where SpongeBob is, and it'll pull up. Oh, well, it's denied right now because I'm in student view, but it will pull up the option for you to write an email. Okay, so please make sure that if you have questions, you're sending me an email. If you're not comfortable using the email option, then of course you could always send me a remind message, but hopefully this will cut down on people not doing the correct assignments. If you did not do your assignments from the previous weeks, you need to go back and do them.